Hello and welcome to Cooking with Nick. Here at Cooking with Nick we like to do a lot of different things. We like to really push the bar in terms of cooking videos and what they could be like on YouTube. So today we're going to be doing another episode of Cooking with Nick. Our special ingredient this time is going to be top ramen. And top ramen, it's a great thing. I think everybody should learn how to cook top ramen because you're going to need it at some point in your life, or you might find some sort of use for it, or somebody else might. So it's important to learn how to do that. We're going to be using the Nissin brand, or the Nissan brand, Nissan Design. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but that's the brand we're going to use. There's lots of other brands. Some people like Marchand and other brands like that. There's really nothing different about them. So I just kind of get the cheapest one. So you need, what you're going to need two of these, 2 packs of the top ramen. You're going to need some sort of pot that you can boil the water in, and you'll need a bowl to store it in. You could try using a plate if you had very little ramen, but the amount of ramen we're going to cook, we're definitely going to need a bowl. So that, and you're going to need something like a spoon or anything you can use to mix once the water is boiling and the noodles are included. But we'll get to that later. So for now, the first step we need to do is take the ramen packet, and we're going to break up the noodles. Yeah, that's good. So by breaking up the noodles like this, we're creating a lot more of an even environment for the cooking process. It's going to be very simple, as well as the eating process will be a lot easier. You can use a spoon, because many people when they eat top ramen, they use a fork. But I personally just don't like forks very much. I think forks are stupid. And so with the noodles nice and chopped up and broken up like that, it's definitely a good environment. That's how you can actually use spoons. So at this point, I think we're pretty much ready to go. And now what we're going to want to do is fill this pot with water. So we'll go over here and just add some water. And I use a taller pot, so I have a little bit extra space, but you don't really want too much water into it. Just enough so that the noodles will be able to float around in it and move around freely. So I don't know if you can see into the pot very well from there, but that's about how much water you're going to need. With the water ready, with the noodles crushed, with the bowl on standby and the spoon prepared to go, not a fork, a spoon prepared to go, we're going to take our water, we're going to put it on any type of cooking surface you have, and then we're going to increase the heat and put it on high or medium. I like to put it on high myself. Some people use medium. The problem is that if you put it on low, it would take a very long time to cook. It takes a very long time to boil. Trust me, I know from experience. You could be there for weeks. I mean, it's really not a good system. So at this point, we're just gonna wait for it to boil. Okay, looks like it's boiling. Nice. Alright, so now that it's boiling, we get to move on to the next step. So the first thing to do here at this point is to take your phone or whatever you have with you, one of the different types of options you can use for it, and you want to start a timer now, or get a timer ready to start. So you want it for 3 minutes, which is what I have set here. And just set that aside and get it ready. And what you're going to do is open up your ramen packets. Finally, you open them up and pull these little flavor packets out. It's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. So these little flavor packets. These flavor packets are basically what makes the ramen taste like chickens or beef or whatever you want to make it taste like. Whatever brand that or type that you purchase. So we're going to take those out. And then we get our timer ready, and we're just going to take both of the bags and pour them into the boiling water. The boiling water. All right, now we got them in. Make sure to go to your whatever timer you're using and just start the timer on that. 3 minutes. And so at this point, let's just give it a bit of a stir to make sure all the noodles get into that boiling hot water. With that, you'll be able to completely disperse the noodles and get them nice and set in. At this time, what I like to do, I like to take my flavor packets, shake them up, get all that flavor, the powder, into one side of the packet, and then just tear it open along the perforated lines. Shit. So we have the first one. Let's do the next one. Sometimes you really gotta give it a shake and make sure that powder goes onto one side. This one turned out really nicely. Ready? So we have the flavor packets prepared. We've got the noodles inside of the boiling hot water. We've got the spoon ready, and as you can see here, yeah, you can see that the foam is starting to rise. And to get rid of that, we just kind of stir it around. This is just about keeping an eye on your soup. If you don't want to stir, you can just get a taller pot like this. Like, I don't actually have to stir it, but I do have a taller pot that prevents things like that from getting out. Looks like we still got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. You have a lot of time to wait for it to actually cook. You got about 3 minutes. I mean, you can eat something like 57 grapes in 3 minutes, and you could break a world record. Like, there's a lot of things you can do in 3 minutes. You can see how many knives you can juggle. You can try to learn a new dance. You can turn the lights on and off probably about 200 times. I mean, 3 minutes, yeah, 3 minutes is a lot of space. So, I mean, whatever you want to do in that time is whatever you want to do in that time. I typically just wait and normally just stir it around a little bit. I don't really goof off or, shirk my responsibilities to cook this thing evenly. But if you want, you could just throw it on and get like an expedited meal and come back to it later. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Let's give it another stir here. Really get all the noodles evenly cooked in here. Definitely don't want any random crunchy noodles. It smells pretty good. Looks like our timer's done. Alright, so when the timer finishes, just flip off the heating device, and you can leave your pot there for now. And let the boiling kind of calm down and stop, and then we're going to move along. Alright, so we've got the solution ready inside of our pot. We've got our bowl ready to go. All we have to do is add it in now, and actually here I have a little bit too much water, so I'm going to pour some of that out. A little bit of that extra water out. There we go, we got a nice even mix now. Alright, and at this point, yeah, we're going to pour the solution into the bowl. Look at that. Look at all those noodles. Really a good yield from that package. Nissan served me well again. Nissan or Nissan? Nissan? I'm not sure how it is. But. So now we're going to push these noodles down a little bit into the water, which will give us an easier time with our flavor packets here. And we're just going to take the flavor packets and sprinkle them over the top. Oops, looks like I didn't get all of it out of this one. Sometimes it can be resistant. You just got to open it up a little bit more. Get another flavor packet in there. Alright, let's mix it up. And so now we have flavor packets in. Yeah, like the flavor packets dissolve from heat and moisture and all that different kind of stuff. So you really got to just kind of stir it around wildly, do different patterns and stuff to make sure you get total coverage of all the water and noodles, and make sure there's not any blank space essentially. which will it'll create a very tasty, good effect. You don't want empty areas in your ramen. So looks like we got it nice and mixed in there. It's got like a nice tint to it. And so I gotta use this cloth here. I actually burned my hands last week. Pretty bad using the when I grabbed the bowl. So anyways, if you can see here, you just want to get kind of that look and appearance to it. I mean, and yeah, it's gonna be great. It looks really good. This batch turned out really nicely. So I mean, that's basically all there is to cooking top ramen. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time on Cooking with Nick. C'est la vie.